Welcome back. So since last lesson I made a few changes. First of all, I want to mention this. By mistake I copied in the JWT name right here. Of course this name needs to match the same name as in the app settings right here. So if you have JWT config in here, you need to change that because the name needs to match. So JWT here and also JWT here. And if that's not what you want, you need to at least then switch. So it's JWT config here and JWT config here. It's really up to you which way you want to do it, but they need to match, or else you won't be able to find those configuration informations right there. So again, go and fix that if you put in one or the other. There we go. I want to just call mine JWT for now. Sweet. Let's jump into the startup file and see what else I changed. If you go now to Swagger, I actually added a lot of information in the Swagger server right here. Now the reason I'm doing it is because I want to be able to actually log in Swagger, so I have a feeling that I'm actually logging into the system inside Swagger. So what I did is first I add the security definition right here, which explains that we're going to add a few things regarding Swagger authentication right here. So we have a way for us to call authorization. We have some information about what we want to kind of add to our authorization schema right here. This time it's a bearer format of JWT, and we want to add the bearer token, and then we can get a key whenever we're sending this to the authorization token. I'll show you that in a second. And the final thing we're doing right here is just we're adding a security type of bearer right here. So it's just code I added. Just copy paste it from the GitHub repo if you want to. It's just again to make Swagger able to actually log into my system. Let's try and see what actually happens right here when you start this now. Hopefully now it runs. And again, in order to run this, remember you also have to go and change the configuration information. So let's try and dive into Swagger and see what we actually got. And what you got is actually this small authorize up here. That's actually what you're getting. Now when I click this, I can now start adding a bearer token to the authorization setup right here in my system. Let's just, for the fun of it, try just to fake one, just to show you. So you can add the term bearer, and then you can write some kind of token. I know it's not a real one, but now every time we actually send a request, we're going to send that bearer token. Let me try and prove that to you by opening the developer tools right here and just trying to go into auth login and just try it out and send something to the backend. And hopefully now you can see that when we look at the request right here, you'll see that there's actually an authorization bearer on the actual token. Let's see if we can find it. There it is, authorization. That's what it's adding for us, and that's what we actually need to add in order to start working with our token. It's going to be sent as a bearer token, and this is going to be a real token, of course. This is also why it fails, because we're not sending a real token right now. So we'll go now and actually create that token, but now we're pretty much set up to start using it, both with Swagger and actually also with our entire code base. So next step is that we're going to start generating a real JWT token. But let's just end it right here. Now you guys know how we can add configurations to our actual Swagger, so we can start also using Swagger to try and test what would happen if we log in with our bearer tokens. That's it for this lesson. See you next time. We'll have even more fun.